Well, there we are. Hello, everybody. This is Danny and Wanda
from Deep South Homestead.
While Wanda gets peanut butter off the roof of her mouth, we get started here. It's one of those things. She needed a little pick me up or there. She was kind of a little bit tired when we got started here, doing so much all day.
Hey, Susan. Yeah, I just finished in the kitchen and I fixed some peanut butter and vanilla wafers, and I was telling him, I said, I need to eat these before the live stream.
Yeah.
And so it turned 8 o'clock and I was eating the last one. I said, hold on. And then when he clicked it, he said, peanut butter stuck in the roof
Still stuck to the roof of your mouth?
I said, yeah.
Yep.
So I'm trying to get it all loose and wash down, guys, with some water, and we're good to go.
That was funny, though. Give her a moment there to get her mouth washed out. Yeah. Okay. So.
Eva says she's been watching the clock. Hello, everybody. I see a whole bunch of people jumped in while I was running my mouth. So.
Yeah. Lots of good people. That's what I love. I love good people.
I like seeing a lot of good people.
Y'all. I love seeing lots of good people.
We had I had a live stream on Crazy Days today. And
yeah, I see a lot of these people were on there.
Yeah, we had, close to 200 people popped in over there.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty good. Y'all made me feel good on Crazy Days. That was really good. And
you got to see how to can green beans and potatoes.
Yes, we did green beans and potatoes today.
Yes.
So
we actually had a good picking of rattlesnake beans. We really didn't think we was going to get anything. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the stupid things bore beans.
Yes, so we do not have a green bean shortage. I know the signs in Walmart said that at least through August 9th, they were going to have a green bean shortage. Well, today is the 10th, and guess what? Deep South don't have a shortage.
We don't have a shortage of green beans right now.
We have green beans.
And if all goes well,
we'll have a...
We don't look like we're going to have a shortage of butter peas either. Because I mean, them things.
I've got a picture.
Do you? There. Let me see it. Does it actually work?
I hope so. Look at these butter peas, guys.
Look at that.
Now this was early morning. This was what time we were at? It was before 7 o'clock.
We were picking at 6 o'clock this morning. So this is at 6 o'clock in the morning. The dew is still on them.
Well, it actually rained yesterday too.
Well, it rained. It rained last night just for a few minutes.
And
Eva said they got 12 quarts of green beans canned this week. How many do we can today?
Okay, let me think. You'll have to bring this down.
Okay.
I got green beans in there. We did 7 quarts of rattlesnake beans, just beans. And then during the live stream, I did 6 quarts and 1 pint of rattlesnake beans and potatoes.
And potatoes together.
So those pictures you have will show what we did.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
This is what we picked this morning. This is our rattlesnake beans.
Almost a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, we hadn't been getting but just
enough
a 2-gallon. We've been getting about 1.5 gallons, just enough to eat.
Yeah,
really.
Just enough to really eat.
We hadn't been really taking any effort into canning a lot of it because there hadn't been a lot of them to can. But
yeah, we canned 6 quarts the other day.
Yeah.
All right, this is the rattlesnake beans that I canned today. There was 7 quarts of them, and
yeah, they turned out really well. And we've learned that the rattlesnake bean has a taste that we really prefer over the green bean. And
it has a nice taste. It's
normally,
sweet.
When we're canning green beans, it's over with by the
May.
By the middle of May.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle of May, our green bean canning is over with. But because we have these rattlesnake beans now, we're canning in August.
Yeah, and we've done this for this is the 3rd year that we've had rattlesnake beans. And up until last year, explain about our green beans until last year.
Yeah, we have noticed beginning last year, we planted our green beans twice before we actually got 1 row to come up. And then last year was a total flop on our bush green beans. I think we canned 12 jars last year, which is nothing for us. It won't last us no time. And if it hadn't been for the rattlesnake beans last year, we were experimenting with them. And if it hadn't been for them, we would have had a complete failure last year on green beans.
Yeah, but before that.
But before last year, we planted bush green beans, the contenders, every year. And we had more green beans. We canned hundreds of jars, not just, not 20, not 40, not 50, but hundreds of jars of green beans. We sold green beans. We gave green beans away. But starting last year, the bush green beans, we started having problems with them.
The contenders.
With what I said, the bush green beans, the contenders. We started having problems. This year, the bush contenders didn't even come up.
We had no luck.
We had no luck, so we switched immediately over to the Blue Lake. And we got the Blue Lake came up. Did we have to plant them twice?
No, they made, but it took a while.
It took a while for them to make. They were very slow producing, and they didn't produce like they should have produced.
But we did get a good harvest.
We got a pretty fair harvest. And yes, somebody asked, does rattlesnake beans have strings on them? And the answer is yes. If you let them get too old, they do have strings on them.
I like to pick them before they get to that stage.
Yes.
But some of them today had strings, but not many. It was not too bad.
But now this year, like we said, the Blue Lakes gave us some green beans up front. Yeah. But the rattlesnake beans, we planted them right behind the English peas. And guys, as soon as they came up, the rust virus hit them, and it just demolished them. I mean, we planted 3 rows, and we only got one row to a partial of one row to actually live. Yeah. And it's still completely eat up with rust. Now, the rust virus, that is. Now, this is our potatoes with green beans on the right here that we did today. Now, this is our potatoes that we grew, and they look beautiful. As a matter of fact, they turned out really good.
Yeah, so I don't know. Danny's keeping up with the records, and we'll do a video sometime in the future about how much we can this year. It's not near what we did last year. Last year we were just on a canning frenzy, so the cellar was just still pretty packed. This year we were low on some things. Yeah. And so we're trying to make up with whatever that we were low on and get back to our normal level of veggies and fruits. And so we've cleared out some things in the cellar. We did a clean out in the cellar recently, last month.
We have, yeah.
We didn't do a video on it, but we did go down, took some of the old fruits out that had been there since 2013, because we just do not eat that much jam and jelly. And in 2000,
well, we had some good years.
Well, in 2013, Danny and I married, and he had so much fruit here, and I was just in hog heaven. I made jelly out of everything we had. I canned everything. I mean, I went crazy. That year, we didn't have hardly any veggies. We had all fruits and jams and jellies. And so we didn't eat all of that. This is 6 years later, and there was still a few jars there. So we kind of cleaned up some old stuff, and we've been canning ever since, so we're not out of anything.
Jennifer, the black-eyed peas are what's classified as a field pea. They're, they go right along with pink-eyed purple hulls, black-eyed peas, black beans, kidney beans. They all go along with all the same thing. They're all just field peas.
Hello, everybody that keeps popping in. I see all new people, Papa Truck and Gossmania. And yeah, Miss Lippy said she missed my live stream today. It was spur of the moment. Hey, Two Family. We just we were canning, and I keep saying I'm going to just go live when I'm canning. And so we had the first canner. It was cooling off, and I told Danny, I said, let me just go live right now and can and see if anybody has any questions, because there are so many people that are scared of canning, and there was a lot of people in the chat that asked questions and got their questions answered, and maybe they will start canning something. It doesn't matter what it is. If you get started, you're hooked usually.
My Kentucky Home says, will we have any elephant garlic on Etsy again before fall?
I don't know. I'll have to look and see if we have any left, and we might have a little bit left. And if I do, I'll put a few up.
Eric, Jared from Flutie Lake sent me some of those greasy beans. I haven't had a chance to actually plant them yet because we save seeds and I don't want anything cross pollinating. So now that we're getting some ground cleared up over by the cabin, I'm probably gonna this coming year I'm probably gonna put those over there and see if I can't get some growing over there. And I can tell you, I think they'll grow here. I don't think we'll have any problem.
Yeah, what Two Family said. She just stuck everybody's name in there. Y'all, Two Family saying hey to everybody, so we're saying hey. She's just going big time. We have peppers in the refrigerator I haven't even done anything with. I forgot. We've got a pepper. This is Danny's peppers. Those things are still going, guys.
I'll have to find them here now. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right here.
Danny's peppers have just done awesome.
My peppers, we pick buckets of peppers all the time.
2 days.
Every 2 days we pick a bucket of peppers.
And that's about. He's talking about a 2-gallon bucket.
Yeah, 2-gallon bucket. We pick a 2-gallon bucket of banana peppers and bell peppers every
it's
2
mainly
days.
Banana peppers.
It is
bell
mostly.
Peppers I may get 4 or 5 or 6, but it's not.
Well, we're leaving we have the yellow bells, and we're leaving the yellow ones till they turn yellow. And when you do that, what happens is the plant actually quits producing peppers. Now the big Bertha ones, we just pull them up because they don't really do good here. They're just.
What size pots are the peppers in?
Those are 25-gallon pots.
Okay, and I saw Miss Lippy said that she had hand pollinated her Cherokee tans today. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen the people that are in the Cherokee tan versus Seminole pumpkins, I've not seen a lot of Seminoles because I didn't send out that many seeds on Seminoles. But the people that are in that playlist collaboration that I've got going on, you can check it out on Crazy Days or Deep South. Their pumpkins are looking awesome. Yeah. Almost everybody has had really good luck. I saw a lady today sent me a message. She planted 3 seeds, and out of 3 seeds, it's big as our living room. She's got vines going everywhere on 3 different plants. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Okay, we've had no more attack grasshoppers. They're soldiers of the cross. Are you having a good garden year? Any difference from last year? Our garden this year hasn't been the best. It's been okay, but it's a lot different than last year. Last year's gardens, we done fantastic with a lot of stuff, but this year, the tomatoes didn't really do good. We're finding out that stuff that we're planting later in the year
is doing better
than stuff we planted early in the year.
And used to, we had no problems planting early.
Right.
Yes, Firefly Moon Pie. We do have some pumpkins left. I don't remember. We don't have any in here.
We got 2, I think, left.
We've got 2 left, and I was going to cook those shortly. We were thinking we've had them last through September, which was almost we had them a year before, and this will make a year on these. So far, most of the pumpkins will last close to a year, or some of them will, because we never have that many that we take over that long. Lake Effect said they love the banana peppers that the recipe Amanda shared.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been making those little things for I don't know how long, and I love them. And so we kind of got hooked, and Amanda and I have cream cheesed up every pepper we can, and we've been freezing them and putting them in containers, and when we want some, we just take them out. So it's pretty awesome.
Lots of people are saying they have problems with stuff blooming this year. No female flowers and stuff. That's becoming the norm, and I'm not sure what's going on. I think it probably has something to do with the climate. I'm almost positive it does. We're amending our soil with everything that they tell us to, just to see if we have any problems.
In Montana, more grasshoppers are moving in. That was my biggest fear right now is these insects starting, because I told Danny last year, Duncan 1900's on here. She can tell you what kind of bug it was. I don't remember, but they had a bug come and just coat the outside of their house. Yeah. And it was really, really bad. There's Cedar Creek. I think he
Yes.
popped in. You wanted to mention him, I think. But
I
anyway,
don't see where they popped in. 'Cause they just mentioned them.
yeah, he's in. I think he's in here.
Um,
Is that why my tomatoes aren't growing? The weather.
the weather has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
What are you planning on planting for your fall garden? Well, we're gonna probably plant some broccoli, some cabbage, some turnips,
There's Clint Eastwood,
stuff like that.
Clint Eastwood's been popping in our stuff here lately, and I really like Clint.
Pilgrims.
No, that's John Wayne.
No blooms being
You
pollinated.
got your people mixed up.
Yeah, we have had to hand pollinate a lot of stuff ourselves, or I have. I've been going around. I do a little bit of hand pollinating just to be sure that something gets pollinated, because we have plenty of bees. Now, not honeybees. Honeybees. Now, this is a myth about honeybees. Honeybees don't do as much vegetable pollinating as people think they do. More of your bumblebees and your wasps and stuff like that do more of your pollinating of vegetables than honeybees do. Honeybees will take care of corn, fruit trees, berries and stuff like that. They do really good on them.
Core Road says I'm time zone illiterate. Well, guess what? This one is illiterate when it comes to directions. Don't send me nowhere because I'm going to get lost. A lot of wood bees. That's what's doing a lot of the pollinating.
Does a lot of the pollinating.
Beetles. That's what Duncan had. She said they were horrible last year, eating everything in sight. And so that's what I was worried with all the weird weather we're having. And if all it would take here where we're at is a good hurricane to bring in something from offshore.
Yeah, we're starting a lot of our fall tomatoes now, trying to get them up. We just planted a fall crop of peas, field peas that is. We planted them.
You sound like the Beverly Hillbillies.
I know, it ain't that terrible. But everything's going good right now.
Will you crossbreed chestnut? What does that mean?
Will you try crossbred chestnut? I have chestnuts growing on my place here that we planted. Now they are a Chinese chestnut because the original chestnut has a blight that won't let them grow here.
Yeah.
So we had to get the Chinese ones in order to have anything to grow as fairly.
Do we grow parsnips? No, I've never grown those.
I've grown parsnips before, but we're just not. I'm not fond of them.
We are trying to start some fall tomatoes. We've got the seeds in a mini greenhouse, trying to get them going, hoping to have some.
I've seen tons of questions
when
go
will
by.
You start your carrots?
I'll start my carrots probably late September.
Do you see where they expect a more active hurricane season? Yes.
Yes, we saw where the La Nina has died out in the Pacific, and they're now forecasting, because there's nothing to steer them away from us anymore, that there's going to be a higher percentage of hurricanes coming in now.
Okay, so 90% American and 10% Chinese is what he's talking about with the chestnuts. So it would be a mixture. So it might be disease resistant. That might be a good thing. What are fall tomatoes?
It's just
regular tomatoes.
It's just regular tomatoes we plant for the fall.
Yeah,
there is no such thing as a fall tomato, but I mean, it's can I grow fall tomatoes in central Illinois? You probably can, but you probably need to already have them up and going, because your cool weather in Illinois is fixing to start happening in about 2 weeks, I think. They said.
Do you use different varieties for your fall crops?
No.
We use not tomatoes. We just use whatever. And I've got 2 tomatoes growing in my green stalk, and I've got to get the green stalk video done, y'all. I keep putting it off. But they're ready to start blooming, so they're really doing great.
Hannah, we're in South Mississippi, about 30 miles north of the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Yeah. The carrots, we usually plant carrots in the fall. When do you plant them? Did you say?
Yeah, I said a while ago, late September.
Late September. We're going to be getting our beds ready soon, if it ever cools off some.
Yeah.
Can you plant English peas in the fall?
No.
Not in South Mississippi. Now, you might up north, but I don't know.
English peas are not designed to be planted in the fall because of the way the pea and the bloom system works on it. The bloom can actually handle a frost, but the pea cannot.
Okay, so T. Frank wants to know how often do I fertilize the green stalk? Every 2 weeks. I usually use, here lately I've been using, what is it?
Miracle Grow?
Miracle Grow. I mixed up some Miracle Grow and I just put some of that in there. And you can do it every week if you wanted to, but I do it about every 2 weeks. And the Malabar spinach is just going crazy in there.
Steve, we're not going to plant any English peas this fall. It'll be next spring when we plant them. It'll probably be in the end of January of next year.
Yeah.
Uh,
We haven't checked our carrots yet. Now, we planted some carrots that a lady from Hawaii sent us. And then we got some torrential rains that just washed everything out. And so we lost most of them, but we have one patch that has sporadic carrots in it. So we're going to see how good they do. We don't usually have a lot of luck with summer carrots, but we'll know in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Leap of Faith Homestead says, can your soil be too dense for growing carrots? Yes. Carrots needs about 12 to 16 inches of soft soil to grow in. When I say soft, I mean you need to be able to take your hand and literally just take it and shove it down in at least 8 to 10 inches deep in the dirt and pick it up and not have to have a shovel to dig in the dirt with. You need to be able to just take your hand and push it down in there. It needs to be that soft.
Okay, so Tracy wants to know, what is a green stalk? It is a vertical planter. I have, if you check Crazy Days out, I do have several, I think I've got a playlist on it, but I can't tell you for sure, I can't remember. But it starts out at the bottom, you have 5 tiers, and there's, I think, 6 little pockets on each one, and they stack on top of each other, and they feed from the top down as far as watering. You put water in the top tray, and it waters all the trays all the way down, and you plant your plants around it, so you grow up in a vertical planter, and it's pretty awesome for anybody with a little bitty amount of space, or you want to grow it on your patio or porch. It's great.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm kind of catching up with some of these comments. They're going by fast now. So,
yeah, I know. I see they are.
Let's see here. Granny's Florida Garden says, I'm looking for a Malabar spinach recipe. I think you can just use it anywhere you'd use any other spinach at. And Joshua, yes, we are in Wiggins.
And we went to the U-Picket for a few things to make a whole bunch of salsa.
Yeah, we needed salsa when we needed to make it, and we didn't have the tomatoes and the peppers and the onions all at the same time coming in. So we just made an executive decision to just go buy some.
Yes, T. Frank, there is a link to the green stalks in the video.
Yeah.
Each one of our Deep South videos has a link to green stalk planters. She says she had one, she just didn't know what it was called. There's different varieties.
Now there's some that's called stackies, and then there's some that's called green stalks. I mean, there's a lot of different
ones.
There's
several.
Yeah.
I am an affiliate for green stalk, and I do like my green stalk. And I do have a new video. I did it 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to have to edit it and get it up. And by then, I'm going to have to show the new whatever thing is growing really great now. And I just hadn't had time to do the old video, much less get this one, a new one done.
Beth says, when will Texas start seeing some cooling off? Well, Beth, right now you're under a heat advisory, so I'm thinking. Oh, let's see. Texas should, where you're at in Texas, let me put it that way, should start seeing some cooling off in about 3 weeks.
We got cooled off today. It rained.
Well, it rained today. It just cooled off for a few minutes. When's a good time to plant English peas here where we're at in here? Steve, we plant in the end of January.
Poor Brenda, she got in some ticks today.
Oh, Lord.
You might want to get that going, because those things will be giving you fits.
Those things I got into them one time. I had 25 on my back one time. I know exactly what it is.
Joshua said,
are we still dealing with Boondock says we still Badonk said Are you still dealing with the barking dog? Yeah, we
Not as bad.
not as bad as they were, but
still.
they're still there, and they're still as aggravating as, well, I'm not even gonna use the right words that I would use, but you know, they're just an obnoxious bunch of people that don't understand country living. I mean, they think that
It's
that's
okay
a beautiful
for the dogs.
sound to them. So, but
How's the gathering plans coming? Okay, March. Gosh, y'all, I done forgot 21st, I believe. I done forgot my own date. Here in Wiggins, Mississippi, we're going to have a gathering,
it'll be in Magnolia Community though.
but it'll be in Westside
Westside Magnolia
Community Center.
Community Center.
And
yeah.
We really hadn't done a whole lot of planning because we're kind of just waiting to see what all we can and can't do. We're concentrating on the cabin right now, but we got a lot of people helping us. Country Homestead Preacher's one of them, and I think it's going to be great. I just don't know what we're doing yet.
Yeah, we'll get to it though.
We've got the building. That's all I can say, and the date.
How is Hank doing? Hank is doing great. He is very excited. We let him loose every so often to run, and he just goes ballistic. You know, he's full of energy.
So
when do you start planting for the summer from seeds? I'm in Georgia. When we start planting from the summer, we usually plant in about mid-March for our summer stuff.
I'm getting sleepy already. Yeah, we had 7 baby turkeys last week born?
Yeah, born.
And we've lost 3 of them.
Lost 3 of them.
I think to the heat.
To the heat. I'm pretty sure it's to the heat. Of course, turkeys have a high mortality rate anyway, so.
It's like they're doing fine, and then the next thing you know, they're laying on their back. The mama will walk over and bump them, and they'll fall over. And if you're not out there to flip them back up, they just lay there until they die. They get too hot in our heat.
Alabama Gardner says, do you and can you make a monthly planting date? I'm confused. You said carrots at the end of September. My list said July and August. Well, it depends on where you live at in Alabama. I've just learned from experience that we have to plant at the end of September. We don't even grow summer carrots hardly. We've tried it, and they do kind of halfway decent, but it's really just more aggravating than it is anything else. But fall carrots that grow through the winter and we can harvest them in the spring usually turn out wonderful. So,
Steve is asking, you do not plant English peas in our area, Danny. We do, but
we do, but it's in. I have said like 3 times. It's in the end of January.
1st of February, somewhere in there. We don't plant in the fall.
We don't plant them in the fall. They will not do well in the fall.
Can you plant peas and squash together?
Can you plant peas and squash together? You should be able to, because there's no reason there, that you shouldn't.
Would carrots do well in containers if you have it amended well?
If you have it amended well and you keep plenty of moisture to it. Now, not wet, but just moist. I mean, they'll do fine. They'll grow in containers just like most anything will grow in a container.
If you pay attention to it, keep it watered, plus keep it fertilized somewhat. Good moist soil and fertilized.
Joshua said he would love to meet us in person sometime. He's over in Richton. And we go to Richton every so often, over there to Fulmer's. If we had a way to contact you one time when we go over to Fulmer's, we could just meet you there or something.
Send us a message at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com. Because Richton's only 45 minutes away.
About 45 minutes to an hour, yeah.
And we met a lady in Susan.
Yeah.
This week in the feed store. And so we talked a long time to her. She didn't know who we were, and we were just joshing around. So now we've made a new friend, and we hope to get to meet with them maybe this week. She wants us to meet her husband.
Okay, Cedar Creek. I'm trying to read your post before it gets out of here. Could I recommend or suggest blueberries for Oklahoma Zone 7? We have tried and failed several times, but not ready to give up yet. I'm going to give you 2 varieties to try. One is the Premier.
We love those.
The Premier should do okay in Zone 7, and the Alapaha. Those 2 should do really good in your area. Now, the Premier makes a really big berry, and it gets ripe over a period of time. The Alapahaws come in kind of early and they get ripe all at once.
Yeah, I see Eric said the best English peas he ever planted was in November. There's times that it would work here. A
There's
couple
times,
of years
but
ago we could have.
not going into a grand solar minimum, you're not going
If
to be
it's
able
going
to.
to freeze, it won't. We couldn't plant them, but now, if it wasn't, what, about 2 years ago, we could have planted anything.
Oh, it was warm at Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have, yeah, we
It
was wearing
didn't
shorts.
freeze till like the end of
January
January.
15th, we got our first freeze.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's years that we could do a lot more, but you never know.
Christy says she has to grow carrots in containers because all she's got is red clay and rocks.
You're not going to do much with that.
Yeah. Okay, we got some few pictures here. What was we want to get over into these pictures? You want to show your pear relish?
Yes, the pear relish. If y'all hadn't been on Crazy
there
Days,
we go.
This was before it was cooked. It was chopped up pears, chopped up onions, chopped up bell peppers and sweet peppers, and a little bit of jalapeno. What else? Turmeric and vinegar and sugar. And I cooked it down. And if you hadn't seen the video, go over and watch on Crazy Days because the taste test was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Danny and Amanda were just not sure what they thought of that once I got it cooked. I liked it because I like things like that. And it took them a little while to kind of warm up to the idea. But once we started with chips, they were hooked. They thought it was pretty good.
And then we have, let's see here. I'm gonna go through some of these pictures. This is our okra. That was taken
this morning.
Early this morning. It was that dark when we were out in the garden, guys.
Yeah, barely able to see.
Now you got to go in the deep south. You got to go in the garden at that time. But that's our okra right there. It's actually starting to produce a little bit now.
I think you can get rattlesnake beans from Baker's Creek, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they will grow really good in southern Florida. You shouldn't have any problem there. Matter of fact, you could probably grow them through most of the winter down there.
Yeah.
Rapid Eyes and Powder Blue are doing good in 8B, Papa Truck says. Okay, let's see here.
We really like the...
We got to, let me scroll this down right here.
I think you only like a couple. Now, Danny did the video today of cleaning the roof, and it's only been about a week.
Yeah, been about a week, and we've already got this much again. Our trees are just shedding leaves like crazy. Apollo 14, we have 10 acres here. We do not plant the whole 10 acres, so we have timber on some of it. We have pasture in some of it.
And a house
and a cabin on some of it, and some of it's in holler with a running stream. So we have actually
some
about
animals all over.
Yeah, some of it's in pasture. So I mean, it's
Our okra is finally coming in too. We've been getting a little okra.
Okay, what else here? I'm gonna try to get through these before I forget about.
Okay, so guys, y'all are gonna get a sneak preview.
You're gonna get a sneak peek of what's been going on here at Deep South Homestead. You're gonna get to see what the patrons got to see today. We decided to do that tonight. Here we are. Ta-da! You see this right here?
This is what we've been waiting on. Other than my rocker, this has been the biggest thing we have been waiting on these logs for since we started the cabin. And so that's just one wall. We got one wall finished today. The video will be up on Patreon hopefully tomorrow. I've got it almost edited. And we are just ecstatic. That just changes the whole look of the cabin now. It's just, we want to get out there and work.
We wanted to work all day today, but we're under heat advisories, and we
made it till almost 9 o'clock.
We made it till about 9 o'clock. That was about it. So I hate to click it off because
I know it's too pretty. They can watch the cabin instead of us.
Yeah, they can watch the cabin instead of us. Cindy says, "Is it the heat making the leaves fall?" It could very well be.
Yeah,
it could be.
It's probably because it's over 100. What'd you say? It's been over 120. How many days?
Oh, it's been over 120,
all week?
like 15 days now.
The heat index, guys.
The heat index,
not the regular
temperature,
but the heat index, what it feels like outside.
Yeah, everybody's saying that is just beautiful. It is beautiful, guys.
Yeah, it just changed everything.
Yes, Sean, we put the logs up ourselves.
Yeah. For an LCE, what are your plans for managing your fields and grass? Do we own a scythe? I
No, we
guess
don't have a scythe. Neither one of us have the energy nor the health to be able to
it
do
just
it.
have to grow up, or the
It
animals
just
would have to
animals.
eat
We
it.
use animals to control everything.
You can get rattlesnake beans at Gurney's. Okay, so somebody was wanting to know.
You can get them at Baker's Creek, Gurney's. These are lots of places.
Most places would carry them.
Yeah.
Can I use home canned okra to make okra water to combat diabetes or dehydrated okra? I would think either.
I don't know if you can use canned okra. I know
That's
you can
right,
use.
it's got
to be fresh.
It's got the vinegar in it.
Yeah, it's got to be fresh okra.
Now the dehydrated might, once you rehydrated it, it doesn't have all the properties.
Doesn't have everything.
I don't know. Love the historical look and design of your cabin. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank y'all. Just trying to check. Was that all that we had?
I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, that was it.
What about the community center? Did you?
What is the video called? With the pet that has a Pear Relish. It is on Crazy Days, which is my channel, and it is called. I think it's called Pear Relish. I can't remember. I don't know what I name them half the time, but I try to name them what they are at some point. So I think it says Pear Relish. But go to Crazy Days. It's Crazy and then DAZES.
Yes, Bullfrog. That is the half log lap siding.
Did you put any radiant barrier in the cabin?
I'm not sure what they're calling radiant barrier. We have
all kinds of stuff.
I got more stuff in that cabin than I got in my house.
He is going way overboard.
I figure if this thing's going to be off grid and it's going to have to maintain its temperature, I'm going all out with this thing. I mean, I've got the house wrap, I've got the plywood. I bought R15 insulation to put in the walls.
We had the baffle stuff.
I put all the baffle stuff in the ceiling to let the airflow pass through it. We got R30 in the ceilings. I mean, and I've got in the bathroom, I actually have styrofoam up and then insulation up.
Yeah, so it's one of those. Right now, it's cool in the mornings.
Yeah.
And then if you open, I guess midday you've got to open the doors or it'll start building heat.
Yeah, it starts building up some heat in the middle of the
day. So it is holding the temperature, and that's what we wanted, to know that it would be cool when we want it cool and hot when we want it hot. So if we cool it off, it should stay cool. At least a fan blowing or something to keep some circulation.
Overlook Valley says, do y'all use a winter cover crop? Yes, we usually do. Does Deep South like acorn squash? We eat a few of them every now and then, but they're not our favorites. I'll just say that.
We bought some last year, and I'll use them like French fries or something. That's our biggest way to use them. Lake Effect said they sent a picture of their newest edition.
I've seen that. A hoop house.
Wow.
I think you're going to need it, to be honest with you, up where y'all live at.
Yeah, to keep things growing. That will keep you cool in the summer and warm in the winter with the insulated like that. That's what we're hoping.
Beth says, what cover crops do we use? We actually have several that we use. Sometimes we use hairy vetch. We use the red crimson clover. We use ryegrass.
This past year we used
the radishes. What do we use for the radishes? We
use some type of radish.
One of the radishes, no-till radish or something like that. And then we used broadleaf mustards.
Yeah, mustard was what I was thinking.
We use lots of different things for cover crops.
Yeah. We had, I don't know, I'm trying to think. Mark from Mark and Jamie.
Yeah.
He sent a message on his dad to pray for him. While I'm thinking of it, I have to tell you, because if I don't, I'll forget it in a few minutes.
Do y'all buy the cover crop in bulk? Yeah, usually if we go to buy it, we buy like the ryegrass in 50-pound bags. Now the red crimson clover, a lot of times we just leave it until it seeds up and starts to dry, and then we cut it down. Sometimes we use it for green manure. Sometimes we let it just go to seed, because once it seeds, it'll just keep coming back every year. All you have to do is just till the soil.
Yes, Hoss Tools has several videos on cover crops,
Yes.
and we have several of their, I think the tillage radishes.
Tillage
That's what they
radishes,
sent
yeah.
us last year, and we tried those.
Yeah.
And they did pretty good. How does Cherokee tan pumpkins taste?
Really good.
They're better than a regular pumpkin.
Well, they're a lot sweeter than a regular. They almost smell like a watermelon when you cut them open.
Yeah, they have that type of smell, and they can be used as a sweet dessert, or you can use them as a savory. You can put meat and stuff in them and make it a meal. So you can use it any way you want.
I love the Cherokee tans myself.
Nadia, that is good that you're still getting eggplants. As long as you're still having food.
Yeah.
Lake effects is they use ryegrass.
Ryegrass in the south, we've learned if we do ryegrass, we have to bush hog it first, and then we have to take a flat breaking plow and literally flat break it and flip it under, because if we don't, it'll just come right back up, and we can't plant. So we have to flip it under.
Ken wants to know, are we planning on using fabric and irrigation on next year's garden? Yes.
Yes.
We actually, where we've got the green beans and the butter peas, it is actually holding really well there.
Yeah.
The back garden where we had the tomatoes, it got more overrun, but it was because it's on a hill and the water was washing seeds down and dirt, and it would grow through the fabric. So we had more trouble on the back, but we about got it cleaned again. So we're going to see for the winter how it does.
Randy says, what is the best way to cure the Cherokee tan pumpkins? When you take them off the vine, make sure you leave at least 4 inches of stem. The longer the stem, the longer the pumpkin will last. Just clip the stem up next to the vine and just sit them out and just let them naturally finish curing. Once they start turning yellow, or orange, you can go ahead and cut them off. They don't even have to be completely orange. Just once they start turning orange.
Why not use turnip greens for cover crops? We have.
We do use
a couple of years ago, we planted this whole back field in turnip greens.
Yeah.
And we had the most roots ever. My grandkids were just coming in toting lots and lots of roots. They loved it.
Vicky says, what is your average lowest temperatures during the winter months? Probably our average lows are about 25, maybe.
25 to 30.
25 to 30. Now, we'll go down. Sometimes it get down to 15. Sometimes I've seen it get down to 4.
It's gotten down to 0.
It's gotten down to 0 a few times.
But that's not the average.
That's not the average. Now, of course, going into the solar minimum, who knows? It could get colder. You know.
Any problems with the Kogon grass? We want to do an update. We just hadn't gotten out there and done it. And show you what it's looking like there with the Kogon. So far, it's not multiplied on our property. But we have... every neighbor around has it, and they try to kill it and get rid of it, and I'm not sure they're being totally successful with it.
They're good. They're really hurting it, though. I'll say that. They're doing some damage to it.
I still have a Cherokee tan pumpkin that you gave us at the gathering on my counter. Wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, the 2 we have left in there, I've been saving them, and I'm thinking it's about time for us to dish into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the humidity does feel pretty bad.
Christy, we can't even stay out past 9 o'clock. I mean, and sometimes we don't even make it that long.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made it very long today. At 7 o'clock this morning, I was almost done by the time I got to the cabin, and Danny turned the generator on and put the fan on, and at least having a breeze blowing toward us, we managed to finish up the wall.
Yes, thank you, Beth, for that. Let's see here. I saw something, a question like, when can I plant Cherokee pumpkins in Zone 10? In Zone 10, you can probably plant them next March, 1st of March.
Charlotte's getting Cherokee tan. She plants most everything in bathtubs and stuff, and she has been rocking it with the stuff that's coming out of there. She has been growing some good stuff.
Way to do it. Love your quilt top metal covering behind you guys. Actually, that's a balance, isn't it?
Yeah, we have a window here, and when Freedom Acres is working in the kitchen or something, and the light's on there, and then when we're live streaming, the light, if it's on, bothers us here. I can't have a light coming from the side. And so I had to have some curtains in here. And so I hung the curtain to kind of block the light. And this valance was left. And so I used it here. I just thought it was cute. I liked it.
E. Healy says, Danny, we are hitting 40s at night up here.
Whoa.
Whoa. We ain't nowhere near that. I can tell you that much. It's a lot.
Butterbean says it's almost 10 there. It's 81 degrees and 86% humidity.
That's about where we're at right now. We're in the 80s outside. I looked a while ago. Well, the rain that came through a while ago cooled it down to 77. So
they said the valance makes it look like there's fall in there. It probably is. I like fall. I'm a September baby, and I like fall. So I would.
We love fall.
I want fall to be here already. I'm ready to just make everything fall.
Yeah. Steely Dan says, same here. It got down into the 40s the last 4 nights. Man, I would be in hog heaven if it got down into the 40s here. I would just.
It would kill a lot of our crops.
I'd probably run around naked. I mean, I would be so happy.
Kill our crops.
I know
ain't ready for it to kill crops.
I know it probably would, but I am so tired of the heat.
I don't know right now. It cooled off a while ago to the 70s. The rain came in, and what'd you say? It got down to 72?
It got down to 72 while the rain was going. Then it went back up to 77. So
yeah.
48 last night here in down east Maine. Kentucky is 58 degrees for a low. Whoa, man!
You guys are having some nice weather.
Y'all having some nice weather. Southern Blessed Homestead is still in the 90s here. Ugh.
The Tinker's wife says 60s and 70s in Oregon, and see, I would have thought Oregon would have been cool.
No, they're actually zone 8B.
Wow. Overlook Valley says they like fall too. It's just my favorite time of the year.
Christy says still 86 in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, Steely Dan says he couldn't take the humidity. Not many people can. Not many people. If you aren't raised in
if you're not raised in this humidity, you can't take it. I mean, it's just
still
hard.
Some days it's hard to take.
Even though we were raised in, when I was younger, it didn't bother me. But now that I'm older, no, I can't take it anymore.
Ooh.
Heat index today was 101, dropping to 69 tonight. Molly said.
Ooh.
Our heat index today was 117 today.
I don't remember today.
And we'll drop down to 74 supposedly by in the morning.
Yeah, Healer said the cold is not nice for the gardens. That's the only thing. I don't want it to cool off too much and kill what we have going.
T. Frank says we aren't getting below 85 at night here. We're at 100 degrees right now.
We get in the 70s, but it's usually mid to high 70s. Have you heard about China hoarding?
Have I heard about China hoarding food? Yes, I have. I've heard a lot of stuff about China, but I'm not going to say anything right now. I'm probably going to make a video about it. Finally cooled off in Minnesota and only got up to 81 today and was in the 50s at night.
Okay, so John Armstrong ordered some Star David seeds from us. He's in North Mississippi. Is it too late to plant a few?
Won't be cool mornings here for a while. Star of David is, yeah.
Iffy.
It's iffy. It depends on how quick the cool weather comes in. Now, okra will bear when it's cool, but it doesn't do anything cooler than 70 degrees. It doesn't do good. Still sitting at 96 here in Oklahoma, Cedar Hill Farm said. Woo! Goodness gracious. Well, they're on the heat advisories just like we are. Yeah. Lake Effect says they're already getting September weather. Yes, y'all are going to be in a since the El Nino or La Nina has played out. Y'all are fixing to be in a weather pattern from about the Dakotas east down to northern Missouri, northern Tennessee up through there. Y'all are fixing to be in a weather pattern, my understanding, according to the channels that I watch, that's going to start cooling down rapidly. So,
how do we deal with fire ants in the garden beds? So far, the gardens don't have fire ants. We've been very lucky.
Very blessed.
Occasionally. But now they get on our plants. They don't just bed up in the gardens, but they do get on the plants. We have them more in the yard than we do in the garden, which has been very crazy. Now that I think about it, hardly have them in the garden at all. But now don't go picking some, like I picked up a pear that had fallen on the ground, and I picked the pear up and started toward the house, and fire ants came out of the pear where something had bit it, like a bird had bit it, and started going all over my hand. So you have to watch when you pick stuff.
Becky said the food shortage signs here are now saying it won't be available till the end of August.
Oh, so they really changed it. Wow. We haven't been to town to check.
Is it too late to plant cucumbers in Branson, Missouri? Guys, it's probably not, but it's like I said, it's gonna be kind of iffy because you're right at that stage where I probably wouldn't do it, but it would work if you had it where you could cover them.
Somebody asked, I just saw it and I was going to say something. It went out of my head. Hold on. Right here.
Hunter says they've been cutting firewood.
Have you ever tried cutting pea plants down rather than just replanting for a fall crop?
Yes, we have done that. We've actually taken the bush hog when the peas just like they was at the end of their life. I went through and just dropped it down, not cut it right at the ground, but like maybe 2 or 3 inches above the ground and cut the tops off of them and let them come back out. I have done that before.
Okay, they want to know what size pepper containers and where'd you get them? They're 20-gallon?
I'll tell you what they actually are. They're these, you buy these black tubs that cattle minerals come in, that cows lick off of. That's what they actually are.
It's a
mineral tub is what it is, and they're about 20, 25 gallon, I think.
Yeah, we just planted some cucumbers. Well, did I plant the cucumbers? Did I get them in the ground?
I don't remember.
I intended to plant cucumbers the first of the week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I did. I worked the voting precinct polls Tuesday, and I was running all day Monday, and I think I forgot.
It's possible.
Because you planted the peas Tuesday.
I planted the peas Tuesday. I planted 7 rows of red rippers Tuesday.
Yeah.
And
are they up?
Oh, they're up about 2 inches tall already.
I hadn't even checked them, y'all. So we have red rippers, but we also have lots of butter peas. Lots and lots of butter peas.
Lots of butter peas.
So maybe we'll have both before long.
I'm actually dreading picking them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the butter peas are going to be crazy to pick. The rows are, Danny planted them kind of, I don't even know where my hands are. The rows are not that far apart.
2 foot apart.
Yeah.
So I can plow them with a tractor.
No, I'm talking about the butter peas.
The butter peas are 2 feet apart, so I can plow them with a tractor.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, I went out and measured my plows and set my Hoss tool thing up.
Well, we got all the things up there, you know, with the butter peas. They're on trellises. The butter peas.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other ones over here.
The red ripper.
The butter peas are on 3-foot centers.
But still, they're so wide that you only have about a foot to walk through. And they are just hanging everywhere. There's so many blooms and
Andrew Littlefield says my Swiss chard and kale are struggling in Alabama. It's too hot for both of them. I can tell you that's cool weather crops. It's not time to plant them.
Yeah, Amanda says she thinks I did plant some cukes. I don't remember. If I didn't, I'm going to. I just want to try some late.
Yeah, Christy, it's too late to plant the Crispus limas. I can tell you that. They're a pole bean.
Country Homestead Preacher said all their red rippers are up. I wanted just enough cucumbers to have some fresh to eat because I think me and Sunshine love them things better than just about anything.
Sherry said, this year the leaf-footed stink bug and ants ate a lot of my tomatoes and okra. Our tomatoes this year just did not do hardly anything.
Yeah, the butter peas are going to be crazy. And when the way he planted the red rippers, those things will grow, what, 10, 12 feet?
Oh, each plant will grow 20 feet out across them.
They just go crazy.
Yeah.
He planted them, what'd you say,
2 foot apart? Yeah.
Y'all, I don't know what that's going to look like in a month. So, I don't know. We're going to do what we have to do.
Do what we got to do. Michelle says the deer ate her okra. Well, I mean, the deer love okra. They'll eat every bit of it. Now, matter of fact, there's some years they come in and eat ours.
What kind of lima or butter beans are your favorite in your zone? Ooh, I like speckled butter beans.
We love the speckled butter
But
beans.
now I
Our
like the
favorite.
little baby limas. And Danny hadn't planted any for me. I've been out here 6 years. He's not planted the baby limas. He has an obsession with, he don't want to pick those
I ain't
things.
picking them stupid things. I'm just not gonna do it.
I might have to just up and plant my own baby limas and pick them because I like them. The little green ones is what I'm talking about. I love those beans.
Becky says, "Will stink bugs hurt my pepper plants?" Yes, they will.
They'll hurt anything.
They'll destroy your peppers and everything.
Yeah, Red Duchess. Hey, said their deer ate their okra too. So.
Sandy says, "My tomatoes are still green on top after they have ripened and are split like a star on top." Yeah, that comes from extreme weather conditions.
Papa Truck's picking purple holes. We did not plant any purple holes.
We didn't plant any this year.
Well, I did. I planted a few. I got very little. My garden at the cabin was too much shady for purple hole peas, so I didn't get very many, and we went ahead and plowed them under. Broussard says their Cherokee tan's not doing well. Most everybody's has been doing great. Now ours is not doing that well.
Well, the ones that we got in the trash pile behind the cabin, they're just now starting to grow.
But like I said, everything we planted seems to just sit there, and then when it takes off, it just goes through the roof. So yeah. I don't know what we're doing. Not anything we've done before, obviously. It's changed.
Sherry said she just got a notification for an extreme heat advisory. Yeah, we've had it for days, and ours is going to be till Monday of this coming week, Monday night.
Michelle, I'm not really sure what the difference is. I've been lima beans in succotash and I don't know how do you say the other one,
edamame.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference is.
An edamame is a
I think I know what it is, but if I say I'd be wrong.
Well, it's not genetically modified.
It's a
My mind just went blank.
I know what it is too.
Soybean. It's a soybean.
Now they're saying soy.
Yeah, it's a soybean.
I was saying bean.
I knew it was a bean, but it's a soybean. It's not a genetically modified soybean, though.
Yeah, it's a good soybean. Yeah. Let's see. Christy says she had to fight the aphids on the purple holes. That's what was happening to mine.
That's what happened to Wanda's.
They
got them every one.
Took over, and I don't like fighting with them.
Michelle said they expect triple digits for the next 10 days.
I think we do too.
We're going to have it.
We've been the last 10.
For the last 10, we've had triple digits. Yeah.
It's 80-something in the sunroom.
In their sunroom. Yeah, we're in our studio room, and it's 80 degrees in here or better.
Yes, Apollo, we planted the Cherokee purples 2 years ago, and we really liked them, but we planted different kinds. Every year we kind of trade up what we're planting, and we'll probably plant a few more because those were some of the better tomatoes I've ever
Actually,
tasted.
the Cherokee purples was the best tasting tomato I think we've ever planted.
Randy says his Cherokee tans are going crazy. They're just going everywhere. Okay, so it is getting close to time.
It's about time for us to shut her down.
I don't think we have anything else. We've just been kind of working on the cabin and chilling. So
just trying to. I've been doing a lot of reading. Other than that,
yeah, that's about all we've got done. Canning a little.
Rebecca, you can plant butter peas in containers. We have some planted in containers out front. I have a video about them. On Deep South here. Actually, butter peas do real well in containers.
They're doing real well in the front garden.
They're doing really well in the front garden. Is it better to cut peas down or replant them? It's really better to replant them. When you cut them down, it takes about the same amount of time for them to grow back. So I always just replant mine now. But I have cut them down.
Broussard, when you get back over this way, you're going to have to come visit. He wasn't driving, he was with friends, so he couldn't make a detour. But actually, Arm's family did that. He left Florida, detoured to Mississippi before going back to Oklahoma. That's,
Daniel done that twice, actually.
yeah, it's kind of funny. Detoured a little.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay.
I'm about to burn up.
Yep. So.
I don't know that we. Mary Beth says her husband
still has a blood clot, but he's home for now.
And Red Duchess's dad, Nikki Stanley. I'm trying to think who all. I know there's more. Y'all have to put your prayer request up because I cannot remember.
Balsam Swamp, JC.
Yeah. I'm not sure. They're not any.
Oh, let's see here. I'm trying to think. Leslie's mom, she passed away.
It's been a while.
But I mean, what people fail to forget is that usually it takes about 2 to 3 weeks after someone passes before things really start hitting you.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're just forgotten about, and it's when that's when they need prayer the most.
True.
Is later on down the road.
I'm trying to remember. People send me messages all the time and ask for prayer, and it's hard for me to remember each one. I used to keep a notebook handy, and then it would get left somewhere. And
April says she's having surgery Wednesday.
Hard for me to keep. Gaussmania says pray for her friend Amber. Okay, so it's a blessing, Linda. All right.
Okay. I'll probably miss something back there.
Randy said, asked a prayer for all of us. We're going to need it.
We are. With what's coming, we're all going to need it. With all these trade wars going on with China, the weather anomalies, the things that's going on in the UN, all these different kind of things, guys, we're going to need a lot of prayer.
Yeah.
A young daddy north of them burned up in a hay truck wreck this week. So that's
and Freedom Acres and the options she's working on. She's still thinking of and searching for which direction she needs to go. So pray that the right option will manifest itself.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to go ahead and pray. Father, we're so thankful that you blessed us here tonight. We appreciate you and we love you, and we just want to ask that you look down upon us now, and Father, that you shower your mercy upon us. And all the requests that were made here tonight, Father, I'll lift them all up before you. The ones that were sick and the ones that are having surgeries, and Lord, the cancers and all the different things, people looking for housing facilities, places to live. Father, I'm just asking that all these things be answered and met in a way that will glorify you and your kingdom. And Father, I pray for all of us in this country, Lord, is what we're fixing to start facing in this country because of our wickedness. We've turned our backs on you, and now we're going to have to pay the consequences for it. And Father, I'm just asking that for those that are in the chat tonight, that you be merciful to each and every one of us, provide the food for us that we need, help us to be able to remain sustainable through all these problems, no matter what the weather does or what our country does or whatever the economy does. I pray that we'll all be sustainable here tonight, Lord. We'll be able to all have our needs met. And Lord, even with the food shortages that's coming, we know that that's going to happen. The Bible tells us that it's going to happen. Father, we just pray that you'll grant every one of us the food that we need to keep our families alive during these hard times. We're not asking for an abundance. We're just asking for our daily bread, Father, to be granted to us now. And Lord, I pray for just special blessings on each and every one that's here tonight. I pray for health. I pray for peace and contentment and strength and all the things that we need. We pray for the blessings of obedience to be granted to each and every one here tonight, Father, and for the fruits of the Spirit to be given to everyone here tonight. And Lord, for us to all have financial blessings so that we can meet our needs and our resources will be endless before us so that we can have plenty during the upcoming troubles that we're going to face now. So, Lord, we just want to ask that you give rain to those who need it, give dry weather to those who need it, give cool weather to those who need it, and give warmth to those who need it, Father. Give it in the right portions at the right time. We ask all these things in thy name. Amen. Okay. Woo. All right.
Oh, I was sleepy.
Oh, I done got sleepy myself. It's getting past our bedtime.
Yeah. I've been up early. Danny got me up early.
Got her up early this morning to go work on the cabin.
Well, we had to pick the beans. So we had to get up first and
we
go
had to
pick
go
beans.
out.
That's why my pictures look like they're pretty dark.
Yeah.
It was not even 7 o'clock when we were picking beans, and it was just breaking good daylight.
6 o'clock, not 7 o'clock.
I said it wasn't 7. It was before
way
7.
Way before 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, we were
we
working
were
on
the cabin working at 7, and so he had me up early.
Yep. Got her up at 5 o'clock this morning.
And he's probably going to get me up early tomorrow.
Yeah, it depends.
We got to work on the cabin if it's not raining.
Yeah,
early morning.
Early morning, we have to
got
do a little bit.
So that we
got a couple
done.
hours. We can probably do something.
Yeah, we hope to. We can't do anything after 8:30, 9 o'clock.
It's over for us.
It's over for us, and it's time to do something
We're in that
else.
time of the year.
All right, guys. We will see y'all maybe next week. We'll have videos.
We'll see you in the next video. How about that? Let's just say we'll see you in the next video.
Y'all be blessed, guys.
See y'all later.